today. So, me and Afif want to take a deep breath first because it's too nervous.
Yes, definitely can, my dear. Sure.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and a very good evening. I be to Miss Hazrina and Afif. So today our topic is about obesity among the adults and the factors. So before we go to the next one, we would like to introduce ourselves. My name is Masita binti Yaakob and my ID student is 2025117987. Afif?
And my name is Muhammad Afif bin Muhammad Fazli with my student ID number 2025160593.
So we are from class N4 CDCS 2484B1. So we're gonna move on to the purposes of the charts. So the first one is to interpret the data of obesity driver among the adults, and the second one is to identify the percentage of obesity according to the gender. And next one is our type of chart is percentage bar chart. So before we proceed to the charts, I would like to explain about the background of the topic, and I would like to describe about the meaning of the obesity first. So obesity is actually a health condition where too much body fat without, and this condition also can harm a person's health. And obesity also become a common problem around the world. And just a fun fact time, Malaysia ranking of obesity is actually number 2 in Asia. And as a good citizen of Malaysia, this is a this is a very concerning condition. So because of that, it is important for us to understand the severity of this condition. So I would like to pass the station to Afif.
Okay, so for the first percentage bar chart, this bar chart represents the driver of the obesity among the adults, which is insufficient physical activity. This chart is taken from the World Obesity Federation Organization website, updated in 2025, while the data in the chart is referred from the World Health Organization on their findings about the prevalence of insufficient physical activity among adults aged 18 years, age standardized estimate in 2022. Now, let's move on to the chart. We start by identifying the variables first. On the y-axis, we can see the percentage of population attaining less than 150 minutes of moderate intensity physical activity per week, or less than 75 minutes of vigorous intensity physical activity per week, or equivalent. Along with the x-axis, we can see we have the country categories. There are 20 countries in the data, including ours, which is Malaysia. Now, let's turn our focus on the bar chart. On the far left of the bar chart, we see Vanuatu having the lowest percentage with 7.5% rate of the population. On the other hand, we have an alarming peak in South Korea, where 58.1% of the adults are insufficient active there. Now, let's turn our attention to the highlighted bar, which is Malaysia. Malaysia's rate of insufficient physical activity is 39.9%, making us in fourth position, highest rate of insufficient physical activity among the adults. To summarize this analysis, Malaysia's rate of 39.9%, approaching 40%, means that out of 10%, 10 adults, 4 are not active enough to maintain a basic health standard. putting them at higher risk for developing obesity. That's all from the first chart. For the second chart, I will now pass it to my partner.
So, for the second chart, the title itself is Malaysia Obesity Prevalence among the adults during the year of 2023. And this chart also shows the proportion of adults in Malaysia who are overweight and obese. And this chart also according to data from the National Health and Morbidity Survey by Institute of Public Health. So, as we can see, this chart has three divisions: adults, men, and women. And as we can see here also, we have two shades of color. First one is dark blue, and the second one is light gray. And for the dark blue, represent the obesity means it has BMI more or equal to 10 to 7.5 kilogram per meter square, while light gray is representing overweight, and the BMI is around 23 to 27.4 kilogram per meter square. So overall, 35 to 36% is obese, while the others, 34 to 35% is overweight. So what we can conclude here, 70% of adults in Malaysia are obese and overweight, and the balance is only 30% is normal. So it's very, very concerning. And after that, men is actually the proportion of obesity for men is actually slightly higher compared to women. It doesn't give much. It doesn't give bigger impact, bigger difference. Sorry. So woman is likely to fall into the obese category once the BMI is higher than healthy range. So to summarize this chart, the data in this chart highlights a significant public health that concern in Malaysia. So we can say that 2/3 adults is above the healthy weights. And as a good citizen of Malaysia, I'm suggesting that a need for gender-specific health interventions and awareness program to be done in Malaysia. So that's all for my part. So I would like to proceed to Afif.
Okay, so before we end our session, I would like to give some advice. One of the best methods to avoid obesity is to engage in physical activity. Activity like walking and running not only help us to lose weight, but also enhance our body and minds, especially in adults. Therefore, never forget to exercise because once we become obese, it is useless for us to regret it. Okay, for the references part, we have collected some data from three different sources. The first one is an article entitled "Obesity Causes, Consequences, Treatments, and Challenges," written by Wei Pingjia and Feng Liu in 2021. The second one, we've collected some data from the World Obesity Federation Global Obesity Observatory website. And the last one is from the National Security Council website. That's all from us. But before we end our session, Madam, do you have any question you would like to ask?
Yes, definitely. All right.